All right, we are doing something right now that a lot of doctors are now saying is worse for our health than smoking cigarettes.
Yes, we are sitting down. Sitting is being called the new smoking, and there is shocking research out there that now backs that up. News 13's David Romero is live in the Newsplex with the details. Hi, David.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, one endocrinologist at the Mayo Graduate School of Medicine says this little thing right here behind the desk or wherever you're sitting at home is killing us. Now, scientists say this sitting leads to a list of health complications, including poor circulation, assorted aches and pains. Now, in a study conducted last October in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, researchers compared sitting to smoking. What they found was staggering. Now get this, every hour of TV a person watches, presumably while sitting, cuts about 22 minutes from their lifespan. By contrast, it's estimated that smokers shorten their lives by about 11 minutes per cigarette.
Which is moving during the day. If you go to the gym and work out for an hour and then sit for 5 hours a day, it's equivalent on a health basis of smoking a pack of cigarettes. So we need to get people to get up and move.
Dr. Agus recommends getting up and moving every 20 minutes during the day. A study published last year in Diabetes Care shows he's right, and you can improve your glucose metabolism with just about a 2-minute walk every 20 minutes. So, Elizabeth, lucky for us that our morning audience is moving all around. They're moving from the kitchen to the bedroom and to just getting ready for the day. So keep that in mind as you continue your day. Elizabeth, back to you.
That is true, my friend. Thank you so much for that very interesting new study that is out. One easy tip, by the way, for you to break that sitting cycle is to increase the amount of steps you take a day. Perhaps maybe take the parking spot furthest from the door from wherever you're going, whether it's at work or you're going shopping, or take a lap around the office today. Note to self.
Yeah, they also say get a pedometer. 10,000 steps a day is what you should aim for with one of those.
Interesting. All right, in other news this morning, UNM's decision to kick a troubled fraternity off of campus for the next 4 years was well received.
But a father who says his daughter was raped at that house years ago says it's simply not enough. Roger Kane says his daughter was sexually assaulted at the Sigma Alpha Epsilon house back in 2003. The guy was indicted, but the charges ended up getting dropped after Kane says UNM police lost the evidence in the case. Since Kane's daughter's case, there have been at least 3 other publicized rape cases at the SAE house. Since 2009, the fraternity has been put on probation twice and suspended for hazing, damaging property, and drinking, which is banned on campus. So now it's suspended for the next 4 years, something Mr. Kane says is very long overdue.
It's taken 10 years for them to address something, and it's not even related to the assaults. It's about the underage drinking.
UNM sent us a statement saying it investigates every reported sexual assault aggressively and that criminal charges and disciplinary measures must be based on evidence available to investigators. Well, the 2 young women accused of killing a man, stuffing his body in the trunk, and then stealing his car are set to be in court in just a few hours. Investigators say Jennifer McKee and Ashley Gouroulet stabbed Maurice Gonzalez to death earlier this month, then led them on a high-speed chase that ended in downtown Berlin. Both women were indicted on a number of charges, including kidnapping and murder, and are both locked up on a $1 million bond each. The woman who police say was shoplifting with her 2 kids in Albuquerque this weekend is still in jail this morning. On Saturday, police say a security guard saw a woman and her 2 kids on surveillance cameras at this Walmart near San Mateo and Zuni. The guard says the family was eating food from the deli without paying for it, then stole $100 of clothes. Police arrested Lily Grady. She is in jail right now on a $1,000 bond. That's her.
Investigators in Rio Rancho are trying to figure out what caused an explosion that literally blew a house to pieces. It happened yesterday just after we wrapped up our morning broadcast around 7 o'clock. A neighbor caught the aftermath on her cell phone in the morning. The blast happened at an abandoned house on the 800 block of Fraser Drive Southeast. Now, by the time firefighters got to the scene, people who lived nearby were trying to fight the flames with garden hoses. Neighbor James Sandoval says it sounded like a bomb went off.
I thought something had hit my house or something, and so then I came out and I saw all the flames and the ambulance and the fire department coming out, so the house was a goner.
Now, investigators say no one was inside when it happened and no one was hurt. Rio Rancho Fire Department officials say the state fire marshal's office is now involved in the investigation. There was no gas or electricity service to the home, we understand. However, propane tanks were found inside. The Rio Rancho fire chief said it was too early to tell if the propane tanks had anything to do with the explosion.
One of the state's top vacation spots is getting hit very hard by the drought. Elephant Butte Lake is at its lowest levels ever, but that does not mean the lake is empty. News 13's Alex Goldsmith explains.
Memorial Day weekend is always a popular time of the year to check out Elephant Butte Lake, and this year was no exception. Federal estimates that put the lake at about 11% full, the lowest ever, weren't enough to stop thousands of people from turning out to swim, boat, and camp at Elephant Butte. Businesses we spoke to were mixed as to whether more or less people showed up this year. Either way, they're trying to get out the message that there's still plenty of water in the lake.
How do you tell people there are miles and miles of lake, 14 miles further than you'd want to walk, of water?
Last year, about 87,000 people came to Elephant Butte State Park for Memorial Day weekend. We tried to get this year's numbers from the state, but they weren't available yet. Alex Goldsmith, KRQE News 13.
You should know there are no restrictions at the Butte because the water levels, but campfires have to be within 100 feet of the lake. Elizabeth?
Hundreds of people got to see the annual Memorial Day parade in Rio Rancho yesterday. It ended at the Veterans Monument Park on Pine Tree Road, where a special ceremony later took place honoring the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice. A lot of people showed up there. Looks like it was a good time.
Absolutely. Remember, the day is not just a free day off of work for a lot of folks or just for a barbecue. It's for the men and women who died fighting for this country.
5:37.